and get to another political battle, because this is raging on between the BJP-led NDA government and the opposition, when parliamentarians today will be voting to elect the next new Vice President of India in a contest competing ideologies between the NDA candidate Jagdeep Dhankar and the opposition nominee Margaret Alva. Now, the numbers in the vice presidential poll are said to be stacked heavily in favour of Jagdeep Dhankar. It remains to be seen whether the opposition will be hit again by the cross-voting like what happened and was witnessed during the presidential elections last month. The opposition camp is evidently divided once again, with the TMC, the second largest opposition party after the Congress in Parliament, has now decided to abstain from the voting, while the Aam Aadmi Party, the TRS, the AIMIM and the JMM have announced their support for Margaret Alva. The BSP and the TDP have in fact decided to back Jagdeep Dhankar. Let me go across to Siddharth, joining us on the phone line with more details. So, interesting developments that are expected as parliamentarians will now be voting for the next Vice President, Siddharth.
Absolutely, Mamata, and it remains to be seen as to whether or not certain trends that manifested themselves during the course of the presidential election will also be evident this time around. It remains to be seen whether or not there are people who've already pledged support to Margaret Alva and from MPs within their ranks who may or may not in fact end up cross-voting, because that was a serious point of concern for the opposition during the presidential polls as well. One obviously is reminded of the fact that the TMC, after initially having appeared to in fact back Alva, decided to abstain at the nth moment, claiming that they were not taken on board when the final decision was taken on the part of the Congress party to nominate Margaret Alva as the vice presidential candidate for the opposition. So that's a setback even before the campaign began for the opposition ranks, seriously bringing forth questions about how united they actually are. But what will really be crucial for a lot of people who will be watching this proceeding very closely today is whether or not there will be cross-voting among the ranks of the opposition as there was during the presidential election.
Siddharth, thanks very much for those details coming in. So it's an uphill battle there, Jagdeep Dhankar versus Margaret Alva as the next Vice President. Let's quickly move on now.